Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and thank you for watching the Vicidial Setup series. Today we're going to learn about predictive dialing and how it can help improve the productivity of our call center agents. We'll start with a brief introduction to predictive dialing and why we use this method. Then, I'll show you the predictive dialing feature of the Vicidial call center suite. This will give you an idea of how it works before we move on to configuring Vicidial in the next video. Typically, in traditional call centers, when agents manually dial customers, there are two sources of delays. When they call prospects, only a fraction of the calls are answered. The rest might be out of service, busy, or go to voicemail. Even answered calls take time to be picked up. It usually takes about 10 seconds for someone to answer, which wastes agents' time instead of talking to customers. But when we use a predictive dialer like Vicidial, Aspect, or any other predictive dialing software, the dialer checks if we have available agents and dials a list of phone numbers to connect them to the call center agents. The dialer will call prospects, skip tones such as ringing, voicemail, and unreachable tones, and only pass answered calls to the agents. So your agents only need to log into the agent panel and set their status as ready, and the dialer will call the customers and connect them. They will spend time answering customer calls rather than making them. Now let's learn how to set up a predictive dialing campaign in Vicidial. I highly recommend watching parts 3 and 4, as I explained in detail how to create a campaign and load leads. So I will go over these topics more quickly in this video. Let's get started. The first step is to create a campaign in Vicidial. To create a campaign, log into the admin panel, select campaigns, add a new campaign, and give it your ID. It should be between 2 and 8 characters. For example, we can name it Test 1. Give it a campaign name. I use the same name as the ID, but it must be at least 6 characters. So I'll name it Test 1. Campaign description, the same. User group, set as demo. If you don't know what a user group is and how to create one, please watch the previous videos. If you don't have one for now, you can set it as admin, but it's better to have a separate group. Set it as demo. The next option is Next Agent Call. By default, it's random. Always select Oldest Call first. You can see the difference. For example, Oldest Call first ranks by the time of the last call sent to an agent. This results in agents generally receiving about the same number of calls. This is usually the expected behavior in a call center. Set the local call time to 24 hours and submit. The campaign is created. As you can see, the campaign is added, and if you go to the campaigns menu, you'll see Test 1 in your campaign lists. By default, when you create a campaign in Vicidial, it creates a manual campaign. The second step is to set the options that make our campaign a predictive dialing campaign. In the second step, let's set the minimum options needed to make a predictive dialing campaign. Select the campaign you created in the previous step and set the dial method as adaptive hard limit taper or average. I prefer taper. What are the differences? All will make your campaign a predictive dialing campaign, but they behave differently in how they call customers and manage the drop percentage. You can read the descriptions here. Next, you can select the auto dial level. What is the auto dial level? This is where you set how many lines the system should use per active agent. What does this mean? It means that if I have one active agent and I imagine that I set the auto dial level to 2, it will call 2 customers because I have one active agent. It will call 2 customers if I set it to 1. For example, if I have 1 active agent, it will call 1 customer per active agent and click Submit. The third step is to create a list and load leads. Because in predictive dialing campaigns, Vicidial will call customers and connect them to agents. We need to load a list of leads into our dialing system and assign this list to the campaign we created in the previous steps. Let's see this in action. To create a list, select Lists, then add a new list. You need to set an ID. Note that these are numbers only. Let's say 5555. List name, Test List 1. List description, the same as my name, and then the campaign. Here, you need to select your predictive dialing campaign and make it active. Now that we have our list ready, we can load customer information into this list. To do this, you need to prepare a file with your customer's information in CSV format. Upload this file and map all the fields that are in the CSV file to the fields required by Vicidial. The only required fields are the name and the phone number. The other fields are optional, and you can now see my file uploaded successfully. Finally, log into the agent panel. Select the predictive dialing campaign we created. It will call the prospects and connect them to the agents. That was all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. In the next video, we will learn about other options that we can configure for a predictive dialing campaign. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.
The largest stock of VoIP with dozens of brands. With us, you will find what matches your budget and needs. And most importantly, everything comes with a warranty on the equipment and installation.